Well, while the rest of the world considers February 14th Valentine's Day, I tend to think about a certain cartoon blue hedgehog. Hello, outsiders. It's Justice Pry here. And considering it's been 2 years since the Sonic movie dropped in theaters, I thought I'd take another look at this film and see if my opinions on it changed at all. Perfect timing, too, considering the Super Bowl trailer, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So I went back into this movie with the intent of enjoying it, like I did when I first saw it in theaters. And yeah, I'm happy to say this film still holds up. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely parts of this movie that stand out like a sore thumb, but for the most part, I found myself still enjoying those same parts I did 2 years ago, and having a newfound appreciation for moments I overlooked the first time I saw it. For instance, when the government agent appears at the end of the movie, I said in my first video that I didn't understand what the point was, since Robotnik worked for him. But when we first encounter him early on in the movie, the entire thing is that they are talking about how they get rid of evidence. So it's like these people never existed. Robotnik even brings it up against Tom Wachowski about how can you threaten someone who never existed? Because that's what they do. They never exist. And sure, Robotnik may have been on his side, but remember, they were only after Sonic because they thought it was terrorism. So, now that they know Sonic is good and Robotnik was basically doing, what he does, they didn't care. They were just trying to keep it quiet from the people, which kind of is what the government does. Also, I'm just going to say it, the fact that they're looking for Sonic to partner up with him and the president, I'm telling you, the third Sonic movie is going to feature Shadow. They're setting it up hardcore. Also, something I overlooked the first time is the dynamic between Sonic and Dr. Robotnik. Like, when we first meet Robotnik, the first thing he does is make fun of Major Bennington. Don't worry, buddy. I know Jim Carrey never cared who you are, but I did. Anyway, the first thing he does is make fun of Major Bennington and talk about how he doesn't like humans. He's constantly talking about the negative experiences in his life. Whereas Sonic, he just longs for someone, anyone. He's just afraid of dying alone, which honestly is kind of real. So I like this whole dynamic. Sure, the topic of friendship has been done to death in Hollywood movies, but it works here. It's not like it's overstaying its welcome or anything. And at least the fight scenes with Sonic are cool. They're fun and inventive. Even moments that I originally hated when I first saw this film, I realized there's actually a good point for them. Like, the scene that I always considered the worst in the Sonic movie was that random scene in the car chase where Tom moves the truck and then you see behind him like this random family that then gets shocked by the EMP and the car just like shuts down. I just thought, okay, this is a terrible scene, terrible acting, whatever. But then I realized it was to show what these things do instead of just letting them be a threat and we never see what they do, which is bad storytelling. So yeah, they used it to their advantage. I still think the scene has some pretty bad acting, but at least I understand its point now and don't dismiss it like I did before. The other moment that I remember actually referencing in the first video was I questioned how Sonic couldn't run up the side of the Transamerica building until I actually looked at the movie more and actually Googled what the Transamerica building looks like, and the bottom of the building doesn't exactly look like Sonic could run up it. At least not as well as a flat surface wall. Plus, we see him fall when he's approaching that area in the actual movie. So, it's not perfect, but it does remedy my problems with that. However, I do find it hard to believe that Maddie and Tom can just survive falling off an 800-foot building because they landed in a pile of hay. Assassin's Creed doesn't work in real life, people. I will say, though, the part that really rubs me the wrong way about this film is Rachel. Tom literally worked 3 jobs to pay for Maddie's veterinary school and rent. Honestly, that just shows that he is committed to her. That's pretty honorable, in my opinion. So why on earth does she hate him? Like, I talked to Void, who's a friend of mine who appears in some of my other videos, and he said apparently it's just a thing women do out of jealousy or whatever, but I'm not buying it. Honestly, it's a weird thing. But whatever. One small nitpick in this overall fine movie is fine with me. Besides, it makes her a fun character. So to stop beating around the bush and actually answer the question based on the title of this video, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog the movie is still good 2 years later. All in all, I think I'd still give it the same rank I gave it 2 years ago, a 3.75 or 3.75 out of 5 or 7.5 out of 10, or B tier since apparently people are all about tier lists these days. Ironically, that's also where I'd put Sonic the Hedgehog the game on a Sonic video game tier list, so that's fun. And like the first game in the Sonic series, I feel that this Sonic movie is about to be blown away by its sequel. April 8th cannot come any faster. Okay, usually I don't do this because I find it redundant to ask for likes or subscriptions since I figured you'd do that out of your own volition. But I figured I'd mention it here just once to see if there's any point to it. Tell me what you think in the comments, and thanks again for watching, y'all. God bless you.